Thanks for checking out this movie review video. This is for the 2021 film Good Madam. It's a Shudder original and it's coming to Shudder on Thursday, July 14th. So since this is a new film, this is a no spoiler review. Hopefully people will enjoy this film. I enjoyed it enough. I thought it was pretty good. You'll see by my rating at the end. Off the bat, subtitles in this one, not 100%, but the overwhelming majority. Very little pieces here and there in English, but for the most part, it's in Cosa, which is actually the official language of South Africa and Zimbabwe. Just so you know, this is a South African film, so that's why the language is South African. This one's directed by Jenna Cato Bass, who also did Love the One You Love, High Fantasy, Flatland, and Neighbors, which I haven't seen any of. Written by Bass as well as Babalwa Baartman, hopefully I did the name right, and Chumisa Cosa, hopefully I got that name right as well. Once again, coming to Shudder, and it's a Shudder original, Thursday, July 14th. Quick synopsis about a mother and daughter who move in with the mother's mother, the grandmother of the daughter, who is a housemate for a white woman, and it's a black family. So you can see kind of subtext and thematic things going on just because of that setup within the film that kind of play out, and they play out well. I think the subtext is well done. The themes are really well done in this one. And then things happen at the house. That's as far as I'm going to go. I don't want to say too much. It's horror, obviously, so there's horror that pops in at some point. You notice the sound design in this film immediately, and the reason for that being they start with no music, and that's something I really like. They had long stints of no music in this film, and when they had a score, it's a pretty minimal score. It wasn't cranked up to 11 or anything. Pretty low-key, even keel, gives you just enough. And that's what I'm looking for when it comes to film scores nowadays, being way more restrained. That's the big thing for me. And this has a severely restrained score in the best way possible. And like I said, that lets the sound design really come to the forefront, which the sound design is really good. Now, I don't know about other people out there, anyone watching this video, but I love a nicely done sound design for a film. It really stands out. It really is pleasing to my ears. Some people may get some sort of like ASMR satisfaction out of it, but they did a great job. Really good cinematography in this film as well. It looks excellent, excellent, excellent. Cool shot selections, cool camera movements, interesting framing of shots from time to time. So it just looks quite good. Well done with the directing. Another thing to throw out there is the acting performances are very good. I don't think I saw a single performance in there that I was like, me, or all good to very good. So very well done from all the technical standpoints. So that is pretty awesome. They do a good job of showing and making you feel familial tension. There's a lot of familial stuff that goes on within this, I almost said family, no, within this film. And they do a really good job of A, establishing who the characters are, B, establishing the relationships between the characters, and C, establishing what the tensions are, and just really through dialogue and through the acting and a little bit of the music, just really kind of building a feeling for the viewer of this tension that goes on between certain family members. And it plays out really interestingly. And, you know, like I said, you can feel it, which is a big achievement, in my opinion, for a film. There's considerable focus placed on hands in this film. There is a point to that. I'm not going to, you know, go far down that path or anything just because I don't want to spoil things for people with the film. But yes, they focus on hands, the actual camera, like hands doing things. So take note about the hands and try and figure out what you think it is that they're really hinting at with hands. I liked it. About 30 minutes in is when you start to feel some sort of horror aspect to the film, and there's a good musical cue that pops in at that point. Once again, like I was saying, the score is pretty minimalistic and low-key, so it's just a little bit of music that pops in. They don't go heavy like some films I've reviewed recently and didn't enjoy. A nice touch of letting you know with the music, something's awry, something's starting to become a problem. Here comes the horror. Like I said, great performances, and you legitimately see and feel the relationships between characters. You have the feeling something is really off throughout the film. It's just that you're waiting for that kind of reveal or get enough breadcrumbs that you think you can figure out what's going on, really. I didn't think too hard about that when I was watching this film. I usually try and guess a lot, like think ahead and be like, oh, what do I think's going on? I didn't really do that with this one, and I liked the fact that I didn't do it. It's an interesting ride. I think they took the film in the end to an interesting place, and I think it's something that a lot of people won't see coming. Maybe some people will see it coming, but I think it was good. The script was solidly done. But speaking to the whole point of it hooks you basically, like wanting to know what the reveal is, they do a good job of, giving you enough little things, giving you enough little, I don't want to say scares because nothing like scared me, but enough like creepy horror related things to keep you hooked, to keep you watching and interested to find out what's really going on in the very end of this. So, pacing wise, though, I will say the pacing's a little bit off just because the film it just kind of moves a little bit slow. There's a lot of dialogue to it. Um, I didn't really end up minding it that much. Usually I mind that like quite a bit, but it was interesting enough. And the big thing is the performances were really good. The characters were well written. So when you have good characters, when you just have a lot of dialogue, it doesn't seem to slow the film down as much as it can other times if you have just like real vapid dialogue going on and you just don't like the characters. So it is kind of slow, but it doesn't feel too bad just because of that. At 1 hour and 4 minutes, there's a really cool unexpected moment. That's all I'm going to say about it. When you see it, you'll know. I didn't see it coming. I thought it was cool. I'll just say it has to do with practical effects. That's it. I was like, oh, okay. Thank you. I like that. Maybe my favorite part of the film. Yeah, probably my favorite part of the film. And then, like I said, pretty solid ending to the film. It was a solid ending. It was a good ending. I enjoyed it. Not like phenomenal or anything. I don't think this is like the best movie ever, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think it's worth watching, especially if you like to watch horror from other countries other than the United States. In addition to focusing on familial conflict, the film also focuses on expectations within the family unit, which speaks very much to what I was talking about with, the familial tension that you can see and feel on the screen. There's a theme dealing in class/race separation and how the roles of those not at the top struggle to kind of challenge the hierarchy they're in. Now, this has been used in film a lot. It's something that is obviously a problem within society in many societies across the world, where people at the top kind of have people at the bottom and in between kind of under thumb. And it's the struggle that people have of like, this is my current existence. Do I try to break out of that existence or do I just stick with it because this is what I know and this has kind of become routine? So they play a little bit with that, and I like what they did with it. And lastly, this film feels, I'm not 100% why, I think maybe some of the camera work and directing feels a little bit like the film La Llorona, the one that came out, I don't think it was I think it was 2020, not 2021. That was like critically acclaimed. I think it got nominated for an Oscar actually for Best Foreign Film. May have actually won. That was a really interesting one. People loved that film, and this film had a very similar feel. So I think if you like the film of La Llorona, not The Curse of La Llorona, La Llorona, the foreign language film, if you like that, the feel of that, you will probably like the feel of this film. So out of 5 stars with half stars in play, I'm going to give this a very solid 3.5-star rating. I did enjoy it enough, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this film as well. So go ahead and put it in the comments when you see it. You can do spoilers in the comments, so if you don't want spoilers, just don't read the comments. You can just leave a comment and don't read the others, but we could talk about it. Do me a quick favor and hit subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. It is your best way to repay me for putting this free content out there. I really do appreciate it. It keeps me motivated. Also, hit the notification bell button, and then you'll know whenever I'm putting up new videos, which I'm doing for a week at this point. Thank you, regardless, for taking your time to watch this particular video, and until next time, keep it brutal.